Hey, good morning, YouTube friends and family. I I planned on checking out the load board at this time, expecting a bunch of box truck loads to be reloaded, but it doesn't look like that happened. When I racked out, there was like 560 loads if you filtered anywhere to anywhere, and right now when I checked anywhere to anywhere, there's like 530 loads. The last week when I figured out, or someone told me that Thursday nights is when the load board restocks, um, there was a substantial difference, like a couple thousand different. Last week it didn't appear to load up. I know a lot of the box truck guys are complaining that suddenly they're very slow. So instead, I'm going to cover some markets that I got asked for here recently. Someone asked for Philadelphia, said they hadn't seen a single video on it. I know I've done Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, for that matter, in the same video. I just can't remember when I did it. Anyway, so let's get on with it real quick. My screen was locking up there for some reason. And so if your primary focus is box trucks, there aren't any available. One of my subscribers had mentioned that a lot of times when you don't see any available, what he does is he puts his truck in post a truck, and typically something will come up. And so obviously I'm not going to post a truck just for the sake of seeing if something will come up, because all that's going to do is mess up their schedule, because I have no intention of sending a 26-foot box truck to Philadelphia, right? And so we'll quickly look at the rest of the market in Philly. And so there we have a 53-foot required trailer. It's a little 14-mile move at $17 a mile. There's another trailer required at $10 a mile. There's a trailer provided at $8.79. There's a trailer provided at $3.52. A trailer provided at $3.75. A trailer provided at $3.60. Trailer required at $16.95. These are all really short hauls, but if you got nothing else cooking. There's a trailer required at $13.41. There is a trailer required at $4.60. There's a trailer required at $6.97. Trailer required at $8.96. Trailer provided for $3.47. There's a trailer provided, it's a Teams load, for $1.32. That's a tour for 4,600 miles. There is trailer provided for $2.04. There's a load out to Utah, trailer required for $161. That's not until Friday, so hopefully that goes up between here and then. There's a trailer provided for $160, also on Friday. Unfortunately, team loads just don't seem to go up. I don't really get why the Teams market is so bad. There is a trailer required for $4.97. There's a trailer provided for $174. That's a Teams load heading out to Ohio. There's a trailer provided, Teams load, for $164. There's a trailer provided for 177. Another trailer provided teams for 170. Another trailer provided teams for 162. There is 190. Trailer provided for 392. There's another trailer provided teams for 156. Another provided teams load for 163. And another teams load for 183. I'm going to end that there, guys, because I really do got to get this done quickly so I can hit the road. Someone asked for Bakersfield. I think the curiosity here was box trucks. Bakersfield does have a location that has box truck work, but not today, unfortunately. I have seen where Bakersfield has loads going from Bakersfield to Fresno, Bakersfield to Camarillo. I want to say Bakersfield back towards LA. They do have a fulfillment center there that uses box trucks. Unfortunately, today just happens to not be a day that they have some. Otherwise, there's 16 loads in the immediate area. There's a trailer provided for 223. That's a little round trip. You can see it starts and ends back in Bakersfield. There's another trailer provided heading, actually that starts in LA, because the radius is set to 100-mile radius. These are out in the LA market. You'd have to go up the hill. There's a Valencia. I think that's the distribution center that covers where I live. That's a vendor, sorry. But that's a little closer to you. At 741 heading into the Fontana market. There's more LA. I'm not sure if you're interested in running up the hill just for that. Here is a trailer provided. It's a round trip for $1.64. I'm not sure where that is, but it says it's 82 miles from me, so it's in the LA market somewhere. There's a vendor load, trailer required heading to Phoenix for $296. There's a trailer required coming out of Valencia to Fontana. There's a load out of Fresno, trailer required for $221 per mile. Here's a trailer required out of Delano heading to Phoenix. There is a trailer required out of Delano also to Phoenix, $2 a mile. There's another one for $2 a mile and another one for $2 a mile. Sometimes, guys, when a fulfillment center opens in your area, a lot of people think it's going to bring a lot of local business in terms of the trucking side. But what you have to remember is Amazon already has this network of trucks, and so not every load you see coming and going from there is going to originate at your local fulfillment center. Your local fulfillment center may be a part of a tour, as they call it. So let's just say a tour starts in LA somewhere, and it's a tour for 3 or 4 days, and one of those stops happens to come to your local fulfillment center, so that's not going to be a truck local to the area. And then your straight round trips where you go drop off an empty, pick up a load, and come back, a lot of those tours happen, they come from bigger markets is what I'm trying to say. And so right now there's a fulfillment center getting ready to open up in El Paso, and some of my drivers have been saying, hey, we should be ready for that. It's going to bring a lot of work. It might or it might not. If a lot of the trucks are coming from Phoenix on a round trip, they're going to go to El Paso, drop one, pick one, and come back. That doesn't really help the local El Paso market. And so just because there's a fulfillment center in your neighborhood doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be a bunch of work for you. A lot of those are being serviced on a round trip from somewhere else. Someone asked about Miami, Florida. It's not a great market. As you can see, there's only 5 results, and so I don't even need to filter a box truck because you're going to see everything that's there. So here's a trailer provided, $1.58 a mile. There's another trailer provided for $1.58. Trailer provided for $1.57. Another one for $1.58. And that's the bottom of the list. The last one's for $1.58. And unfortunately, guys, these loads are for next week. As you can see, the earliest one's on Sunday, and that'll probably be gone tomorrow. Your guys' market is really, really tough. On one of the Facebook groups, I made the comment that the Florida market was really tough, and someone replied with, oh, you just need to get yourself a third-party booking software to book it for you. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of what that is, but there's software that people offer you to automatically book loads for you. And what it does is it refreshes the update rate like every half second. And so the idea there is, if you or I are looking for a load, that load will disappear before we even get a chance to look at it. Those types of software applications are not allowed by Amazon. And when they figure out you're doing this, and they will eventually, they kick you out. But even worse, what that does, guys, is it never allows the rate to go up. So you're going to get the cheapest of all freight from Amazon because this software is going to book it before any of these rates go up. If anyone ever tries to talk you into using such software, understand that Amazon, their system will figure out you're doing it. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is you're never going to make money at it because you're always going to be taking the cheapest rate they have to offer. Anyway, someone asked me for Connecticut, but they didn't ask for a city. And as I've said before, guys, Amazon's application does not let me filter a state. You pick a city and then a radius. And so I just picked Hartford because honestly, I don't remember the name to another city in town or in that state. I think that's their capital, if memory serves me well, from like the 4th grade when we studied all 50 capitals, right? And so there does seem to be market. I believe the comment came on a box truck post I had done, so we can straight filter box trucks. There's 40, so there is quite a bit. There is quite a bit of box truck there. I'll run down a few of these and then look at the rest of the market without box trucks. There is 106 miles for $2.84. That's a Friday load. So all of these are Friday. These loads may go up a little bit more between here and then. According to what other viewers are telling me, these do go up, very similar to the other ones. Basically, when you do a 53-foot trailer, you know, the more you wait for that time to come for it to ship, the rates will kind of go up a little bit. More so when you provide your own trailer. Anyway, so there's 218 miles for $2.41. There's 260 miles for $192. There's 167 miles for $245. There's 230 miles for $216. There's 204 miles for $217. There's 221 miles for $216. There's 235 miles for $216. There's 221 miles for $216. 225 miles for $216. 213 miles for $216. 155 miles for $222. 225 miles for $218. 184 miles for $215. 163 miles for $222. 107 miles for $244. 67 miles for $408. There's 105 miles for $249. 106 miles for $246. 106 miles for $257. 218 miles for $214. 248 miles for $179. These are getting into Saturday, so they are a little bit cheaper. There's 82 miles for $359. 260 miles for $178. 222 miles for $218. 136 miles for $219. 241 miles for $214. 122 miles for $249. 287 for $178. 230 miles for $216. 204 miles for $217. 235 miles for $216. 218 miles for $215. 143 miles for $232. 155 miles for $214. 225 miles for $216. 135 miles for $234. 213 miles for $216. 119 miles for $254. 122 miles for $250. This is a really active market, guys. I mean, we're still on Saturday. 184 miles for $215. 225 miles for $218. 107 miles for $244. 97 miles for $325. 115 miles for $260. 106 miles for $246. Looks like we hit the bottom. There's 105 miles for $243. 121 miles for $227. That's a pretty active market. Compared to some of the other places where I definitely would not consider. At least here you can see there's work every day, and there's an abundance of loads. If I were to say there's a market where, you know, I'd wanna consider going forward, that would be it. As I'm looking at it though, these load like 80 and 60 miles from Hartford. So just for the sake of Okay, so this is actually loading out of Massachusetts. This particular one is. And then the one that's at 67 miles also loads out of Massachusetts. So even though we searched for Connecticut within 100 miles, the fulfillment center that's actually busy, they're both in Massachusetts. So that's where the real market is, guys. Hope this helps. Let's switch this over to look at the 53 footers, just because we're already here and I haven't done reviews in a while. There's a total of 95 loads. There's a trailer required for $942. Trailer provided teams for $203. Trailer provided for $360. There's a trailer provided for $205. Trailer provided for $205. Trailer required for $501. There's a trailer required for $501. Trailer required for $697. Trailer required for $501. There's a trailer required for $501. Trailer provided for $1.46. Trailer provided for $205. Trailer provided for $156. Trailer provided for $139. There's a trailer provided for $147. Trailer provided for $147. Trailer required for $508. I'm going to open this up because it seems like there are some decent, at least per mile wise, paying loads on the trailer required. And so if you're in this market, you know, it's $625 for 123 miles. You have to bring your own trailer. This is a vendor to Amazon. And so it's not bad. You know, it's still a little cheaper than what I would want, but if you're a local and you want to do that, you know, short, quick, go make this quick haul and come back home, you know, that may be an option there. There is a trailer provided teams load, $165 per mile. Trailer provided teams for $172. Trailer provided teams for $156. Trailer provided teams for $163. Trailer provided load at $1.50. Trailer provided for $144. These are into Saturday, so they're going to be cheaper. Trailer provided for $181. Trailer provided for $172. Trailer provided for $150. Trailer provided for $161. There's a trailer provided for $140. There's a teams load for $1.88. Trailer provided for $1.40. And I don't think it makes much sense to keep looking at them further because they're only going to get cheaper. Nobody wants that. Someone requested Las Vegas, and I think the question was box trucks or dry van versus reefer. I haven't seen on Amazon where they require reefers. If they do require a reefer, it's most likely going to be to one of those specialized fulfillment centers where they're doing food delivery service. I've heard Amazon's getting into that. I'm not I'm not educated on that particular aspect of their service. I've never been involved with it. I couldn't tell you how it works or what exactly they're doing there. I thought I read an article a while back where they were trying to get into that market, or if they do have a reefer required load on the load board, it could be where Amazon is working as a broker and it's not going to come to an Amazon fulfillment center. A lot of people don't know this, but technically Amazon is a brokerage firm. They're brokering the loads that go from their vendors to themselves, but at the same time, I have personally done loads where I pick up a load at a vendor and I don't even take it to an Amazon facility. I'm taking it somewhere else. Amazon is working as a broker. I read somewhere that in the long term, that's also why Amazon is developing the box truck market. They require you guys to have a lift gate, even though most of your post offices have loading docks. And what I read was the reason for that was Amazon will also be using box trucks as a third-party supplier to someone else. In other words, they're going to be brokering out the box trucks. And so I know in some of my videos, I have commented that the box truck market is going to dry up as Amazon expands their own van service with those Amazon vans. I read somewhere else that they were looking at doing box trucks as a third-party provider. Anyway, sorry, I do get on these rants sometimes. Let's look at the box truck by itself, see if there's anything there. I've never been able to find box truck loads there, but I have heard of people saying it does exist. When the market newly refreshes, which was supposed to be tonight, they find loads there. I've never seen a load here, but I'm checking the market because someone requested it. So now we're looking at the trailers. There's a total of 20 loads. There's a trailer provided for 164. That's a round trip tour. There is a Teams load for 201. There's a Teams load for 198. There's a team load for 141. There's a Teams load for 141. A Teams load for 140. There is a trailer provided one way out to Phoenix for 279. There's a trailer provided heading down the hill to LA for 162. That's really, really cheap. Most of your semi-truck loads are closer to $800 in that particular market. Trailer provided for 140 for a Teams load. Another one for 197. Another one for 164. Another one for 180. 192. 192. 193. 192. Looks like Teams is where it's at there. Here is a load going to Pennsylvania for 215. Now that may look like a good load, guys, but coming out of LA, I just did a load for like 90 some $100. Also going into Pennsylvania. I think I went to Harrisburg. Almost double that rate, but I left from LA. And that's the bottom of the list. So we are trailer required for 211 heading down the hill to Moreno Valley. There's another trailer required heading to Stockton for 201. The Vegas market is kind of tough. And I thought Philadelphia was the first one I did. Yep, so that about wraps it up. I'm gonna try and get more frequent on the load board updates, guys, but for now I gotta run, jump in the shower, and my clock resets here like at 3 o'clock, so I got 20 minutes. The upside is there's never a line at this hour at the showers. That's why I shower at this time. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Be safe if you're on the road.